Now,
Yeah.
welcome to the Vegas Live podcast. My name is Chris Cash.
Evan Sherman.
We have special guests in the building. Ben and Natalia Harris are in the building. How are you guys doing?
Thanks for having us. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much for being here. If you guys don't know, these guys are the top luxury agents in Las Vegas. You know, GFL Capital Mortgage, sponsors the Vegas Live podcast, and we're here at the GFL Capital Mortgage office, and we have this beautiful view of these beautiful homes here, and behold,
And now we have the realtors that sell them.
yes, we always talk about these homes, and every time we have guests come here, they're like, "This is a beautiful view." I wonder who's listing those homes.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we found them.
Yeah, these are our grounds right here.
So how are things? How's business? How's everything going on?
It's good. A lot of exciting stuff going on for sure.
Yeah, everything is going great. Yeah, we're honored to be with the top luxury international brand, Las Vegas Sotheby's International Realty. And yeah, these are like, we're staring at it right now. We at the end of last year just sold our listing for $15 million over here in Dragon Crest, McDonald Highlands. Set a record for the past 2 years. It's pretty exciting.
Hey, when you sell these high dollar homes, these multi-million dollar homes, how many are financed? How many are just cash?
So far,
percentage wise.
I mean, on the ultra luxury, everything's been cash so far.
Right.
I mean, I think statistically, over 3 million, I think it's like in the 70s is like cash. Yeah, but everything we've seen, like the 10 million plus has been cash.
Nice. Are these people coming from California?
Some California, some local. I mean, it's a mixture of both.
Yeah, Miami. Yeah, no, we're really seeing, we can talk about the shift in the generational wealth and all these fintech and companies like that,
Right.
Bitcoin. It's just, we're really seeing that shift in this past year.
Yeah.
So when you say that, you mean like most of the buyers are in the tech space? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, whether it's like, I mean, there's kind of a mixture. So there's a huge transition of wealth happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
So you're seeing a lot of like the millennials that are kind of getting family money, but then you're seeing so many young entrepreneurs that are creating new businesses themselves. And that's a lot of that fintech, crypto, a lot of that space.
Right.
And, what better place to be in than Vegas with all the tax benefits
yeah.
especially if you've got a company you can run remotely. So these guys are smart. They're moving out here and saving some taxes and buying some nice cribs.
That's what we just talked about in the last show, actually. It was like the benefits of moving from out of state here, property tax, state tax, just the cost of living, altogether is cheaper.
Yeah.
So,
and while you get to, live in the like entertainment capital of the world now, so
it's definitely growing up.
And you guys mentioned crypto, and I'm just having a hard time grasping like what is that? I don't understand what it is.
You don't own a whole bunch of crypto yet?
I bought the little crypto things on my Cash App Cash App thing, but I just don't really understand it. Why are people getting like so much money off of this
It's a game.
You can explain
I mean,
Is she a crypto trader?
that's a whole other podcast. But I mean, just there's so many different avenues. I think that people are making money in crypto, whether it's just investing in crypto, and people are launching their own coins.
Okay.
They're creating products that kind of work simultaneously with it. So I think there's so much different avenues of the space. Fintech, is connected with crypto too in some people's businesses. So. There's all kinds of lanes, and the smart young demographics are finding them all. So.
Basically, if you want to buy $1 million houses, get into crypto. Right? That's basically the
Talk to
version.
her. Sounds like a crypto trader over
it'll
here.
go way up, and you gotta deploy it.
Yeah, you gotta know when you can talk to your crypto clients, right? Because there's days where they've got multi-million, $100 million swings, and it's like today is not a good day to talk about my
we have a junior trader here in the office, and he half does mortgages, but looking at cryptographs all day, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I love it. They got the 10 screens in the little dark room.
Yeah, he's got like his, oh, this is the candle I need. I'm like, all right, Wall Street,
Yeah, we know to start hitting them up at noon. We know they're working late through the hours.
Right.
And we understand how it works. But
answer your phone in the middle of the night. I mean, that's where, being a realtor, it's a whole different animal when you're working with this demographic, because it's like,
they don't sleep.
Yeah, they don't sleep, and if they have a question at midnight, I'll sleep next to my phone, and we'll be there to answer it. So
yeah, sometimes they're just getting up, and like you can't hate on anything going on. Like the outfits, it's this young money. Like we come from entertainment, from the music, so maybe other realtors are used to looking a certain way. We never judge a book by its cover, but now, especially like with all the fashion, people be like, can they afford the house? Like, can they? You didn't realize those might be sandals, but Louis Vuitton sandals, they just came out yesterday. Like, that might be a white t-shirt. That's a Dior shirt. Like, you gotta understand. You see what they pulled up in? Like, you know, you gotta understand, this is the new dressed up.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah. So how long did you see that change like happen? Like what was the what was it called?
The shift?
The shift, yeah.
I'd say the past few years, as we're seeing the
Yeah.
buyers for that and other listings we've had, like, now we're excited when we see the young kid pull up.
Mm-hmm.
Before,
Right.
it'd be like, what's going on? Where are their parents? Now it's like, oh, good. It's
Yeah.
that young money. It's that, yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
and
that
we
startup
love it.
money.
Yeah, because other people don't always know how to take care of them. Like some people, like we hear it so often where, and it's kind of sad, but they're like, you know, people aren't respecting us or not taking us seriously. Like, you know, we can afford 10 of these homes and we're not getting treated seriously. Where to us, we're like, well, you definitely deserve just as much of a luxury experience. Like this is
You're
is
like,
the
I
new
got you.
generation. Yeah. So, you know, we're here to help and we love it. Like it's fun. Like, you know, our generation even took things in steps. You buy your starter condo, then you buy
Right.
your starter house. I mean, these guys are coming in. Their first
Just
house is like, you
coming
know,
out blazing,
going
like
off
ready
with
to
a
go.
bang.
Yeah. On the top.
There's no starter home here.
No,
Yeah,
not
you
at all.
start at the top. And shout out to the buyers and their agent Daniel and his two brothers, the Walters brothers. They wanted some shout out on their new fintech company. So the
Nice.
buyers of the Dragon Crest home, the $15 million sale, they're starting off this fintech company and they're getting it in, working hard.
Oh, nice. So are these companies mainly here in Vegas, or are they? Do you get a lot of customers that are just like all over and they're moving into Vegas, or?
I think it's a little of both. Yeah, I mean, there's people that live in other states but are opening their new companies in Vegas, and then there's people that are just moving to Vegas for the first time. This might be the first time they're buying a home, and they're choosing to buy their first home in Vegas because they know they're going to grow their company here. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's so much that you have to come from Silicon Valley anymore.
No.
I know that's how it was. Like, they're just doing these companies from home,
Yeah, right.
from anywhere.
And why not
Remote work.
And why not Vegas, right? Like, you know what I mean? Vegas got it all, man.
If you can
Like,
do remote work, and remote work here is awesome.
this is the best remote.
Maybe
work.
you work for Silicon Valley, but if you live here, it's way cheaper.
Yeah.
And I don't think the incubator homes in Silicon
Right.
Valley were looking like this.
Yeah, the views,
1960s
definitely.
ranch is what you get over there.
So let's talk about your guys' journey. Like, well, how long have you been into luxury, and like, can you just kind of just, you know, for the people out there, detail like your journey in real estate?
Yeah, definitely. I'll start. So we're a husband and wife team. So we met in Scottsdale, Arizona. So I come from entertainment. I was performing with a band. We got a deal out here back in 2009. And then I auditioned for Terry Fader, actually. Shout out Terry. And I was performing with him at the headlining show at the Mirage for the full 10-year run there. Traveling all over on the weekends, touring and performing every night. And then she was in nightlife marketing. And then I had always been interested in high-end homes my whole life. My parents are engineers, so I was always into construction, architecture, all that. I actually started to go to school for architecture, but I started performing and blew up with the music.
Yeah.
And then started performing with the band. And then as soon as COVID hit, I already taken my real estate class. I know I wanted to get into it, but there was never a good time to like stop what I was doing because I was
Right.
at the top show and I loved what I was doing. As soon as COVID hit, then I finished up the classes, got the license. The test isn't that easy, y'all. If you're trying to get into it, don't think you got past it the first time. I didn't, but it helped me learn a lot. And then I got the license. There was no looking back. Then we teamed up, and you kind of talk about what you were doing.
Yeah, I got into real estate, over 20 years ago when I was 18 in Scottsdale, and then when we moved to Vegas, I moved with Ben for the show. I took a break for a while, and I used my marketing degree, and I was in hospitality marketing, which I'm actually really glad I did because I feel like that hybrid of using what I learned in that has really been like what's helped us a lot in real estate too.
It was originally your referral source, right?
Yeah, well, not only that, but like I was booking some of the biggest DJs and artists.
Nice.
Putting on some of the biggest shows in the world, and I learned how to deal with a very, difficult sometimes clientele and kind of like think a couple steps ahead of like what their needs might be. And that's something clients love. Like, we roll out the red carpet. We treat them like they are the star of the show, like
Right.
they're the celebrity.
They are.
Yeah, I mean, they really are.
Absolutely, yeah.
And, we kind of already know, like, okay, you're going to need to know this, and we're a couple steps ahead of them, and they love it. I feel like the combination of, like, what he learned being the entertainer and what I learned, like, taking care of the entertainers,
Right.
like, really helps us give people a whole different experience.
So 18 years old, you're a lifer.
Yeah, I got my first condo when I was 18. Definitely wasn't a $15 million condo. So, it's one of those, they say, you probably appreciate this coming from lending, but that they said, back in the 2000s when they'd give anyone with a heartbeat a loan.
Yeah.
I was
If you
one
have
of
a
those
pulse,
people.
you get
That
loans.
was me. They
I
gave
was the
me a
one
loan.
giving loans. So it's funny that you're a lifer in real estate because I started in mortgage at 18.
Yeah, that's
Never
awesome.
looked back. So
Yeah.
I've been doing financing since I was a kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very cool.
And then
20-year
also,
professional.
like I always like to uplift souls with the crowd and everything, being the entertainer. So with the showings, whether on the buyer side or on the listing side, like I'll set up the homes, like I'll put my all into open up all the sliders, get the music going, get the candles, get the vibe right, just so when they walk in, it's kind of like the stage is set.
Right.
Yeah, they say he's the vibe and I'm the business, which is a little offensive to me because I feel like I have a vibe too. But,
Definitely got vibes. Yes.
But that's kind of.
But when they want to start talking numbers, I'm just like, let's move
You're
that.
like, she's got the contract. She got the contract.
But then the other way around, that's why it's a good team because then sometimes I'll get so wrapped up and busy and like
Right.
what I'm doing like negotiating wise and my head is down. I'm just like
Yeah,
kind
I'd
of
be
focused
like,
and
that's the
he.
sphere right here.
Yeah.
Have you been there before? I was looking, you can see it from here. Yeah, and I've always had a passion for views, like ever since we moved here, even in Camelback Mountain, Channel, Scottsdale. We would go hiking, go up to the top, love views. So here, it's like the best view, Las Vegas,
Right.
because, like they say in California, you got the ocean view, yeah, but when the sun sets, it's just a black abyss, right? Here, the show just begins.
awesome.
So you have it during
Red
the day.
skies.
Got the sunset glaring off, it gets gold, like the whole thing. Then the sun sets, then the clouds turn cotton candy, then it's pink, then the sphere
Oh, he's got
sphere
the
turns on
adjectives.
first, then the high roller, then you start seeing the rest turn on. By the time the sun sets, then you got all the the skylight, the twinkle of all the houses,
Right.
the whole city with the strip shining in the middle. So it's just like you don't even have that anywhere else with
Right.
Yeah.
the strip. And then you're up here in the hills and you got I know all the angles and everything. So, so I have a
He's got it
passion
down.
doing that. So on my own, like up here, I was up going on the new peak side, McDonald Highlands, just seeing the views. Wow, it's great. I shot a music video up there, Sunset Vibe. So I know all the lots. Then the client was like, didn't even know if they wanted to move to Las Vegas. They called. I was like, well, I got to show you up here. I'm up here anyway. They fell in love. They actually came in just for one day to see the lots tomorrow, like the next day, and had to leave in the afternoon. But they got in at 10 p.m. I was like, I gotta take you up there. We're up there. We're walking with flashlights. They don't have
Nice.
lights up there yet. And then like
It's
you had to
experience.
see it now. Yeah, you had to see it now. And they're like, oh. So when they saw it during the day, I'm so glad we saw it last night because they fell in love and now they're building custom with blue heron over there.
Nice.
So excited. And that's just not because like, oh, you want to go up there? I guess I'll show you. It's like, no, I'm already up here. This is what I have a passion
do
for.
what I do.
anyway.
Let me show you what I'm looking at. And then people, it kind of like a magnet. Like, hey, you got the views. Like we like all our tours are like, we got the views, baby.
Nice.
We like the views anyway. So like, I want some views. I didn't know I wanted views, but show me what you're talking about.
Right.
So it's kind of like they're seeing our passion for the views, and it's really been helpful. So we like to call ourselves the strip view specialist.
Nice.
Oh, nice,
Yeah.
nice. What would you say other keys of your success has been?
I mean, one for sure we've learned is like money likes speed. Like, especially when you're talking to like high net worth, buyers and sellers, like they want the information like yesterday.
Right, yeah.
Right.
So like some of our biggest opportunities have come with like really having that mindset. When someone asks you a question and says like, oh, don't worry about it, get it to me when you can. We're like, no, we're on it right now. Like if we have to pull an all-nighter, putting a marketing plan together, like we're going to have a presentation for you by tomorrow morning.
Right.
And you're, then they're sold right away because they're just kind of like, okay, I mean, if you take this seriously, you're going to take selling my home this seriously
Right.
too. So I think that's like, I would say the biggest thing is like, everything's a test. Like when you're dealing with these clients, like
Definitely.
every single thing is a test, and like you got to move.
Well, they
fast.
could go with anybody at $15 million. I mean,
Yeah.
they know they're going to be writing a big check.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
sure.
So yeah, we were passing the test just off something we would do. We didn't know if for instance, for that listing, it was like, oh, it's the holidays, take your time. We're like, no, we're gonna show them, we're gonna have it.
Let's
by-
go.
we
So
had it
next
at their
week.
doorstep the next morning. When you
Right.
got up, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, wow, I really like that urgency and the professionalism. So
Right.
I want to go with you. We're like, oh, cool. We didn't know it was a test, but we definitely passed.
With your real estate career, were you always more listing side than buyer side, or did it start buyer and then?
No, we work with a lot of buyers too, and I would say that kind of would be another thing that I think has helped us with our career a lot is we don't really wait for somebody to come to us and tell us they have a need. Like we're constantly
Right.
looking for opportunities. Like right now, we were mentioning Askaya just released their Ridgeline lots, a week ago. We were up there walking every single lot a month before they were released, studying every angle. That
Right.
way we were able to come to our buyers with all the information, all the inside scoop of like, which is the perfect lot. Like we weren't waiting for them to get released.
Speed.
Yeah, exactly. Again,
Yeah.
so we definitely work with a lot of buyers, but a lot of the buyers we work with really comes from like us bringing the deals to them
Right.
and presenting them with opportunities.
Nice.
Yeah, and about the money like speed on the buyer end too. Sometimes they might want to see a home, and maybe the builder's like, oh, it's not really ready yet. Can we wait till next week? And they're like, oh, they really know what they want. They just want to see this really fast, and that has been very helpful. 'Cause
But we
maybe-
don't want to wait till next week when everyone else is looking at it.
Right,
We want to get in there now. So if they like it, we can get a deal done before everyone else is on it.
Right.
So
Now, go ahead. I'll let him. He's a host. No, if you guys, are you transplants in Las Vegas, or you've always been here?
well, now we're Las Vegas.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
So-
we moved here like 15.
Yeah.
16
Oh,
you
years
said
ago.
Arizona.
It's been
Yeah.
over 15 years
Scott,
ago.
yeah.
Yeah, I used
We're
to-
official now.
Yeah, I used to live in Indiana, then Arizona. That's where we met, and then we moved out here.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, we've been loving it. And talk about Vegas blowing up, where people say,
Yeah.
how's the market and how's it going on? Like, we can't predict the future on the exact market, but let me just tell you the investment opportunities.
Right.
When we first moved here, it was just about gambling and, going in the sports book. Maybe the nightlife was kind of just popping off.
Yeah.
And then maybe the shows were like maybe search shows, but, the residencies were kind of at the end of their career. And since we've been there, wow, it's just really blown up, with Usher, Katy Perry, everybody. Like, we also do a lot of luxury rentals. We do Airbnbs too. We own and manage. And like Miranda Lambert, we personally host in our rental properties. And they're like at the prime of their career. They're ready to put out new albums. They're ready to go on tour. And now they're really looking forward for this stop. Like, I think Adele really was Bruno Mars for sure was really the tipping point of like, wait, we want to shoot for that Vegas residency, because it's not like you're ending your career. You're only like 3 months out of a time. And then you can just pop in and out. So that's good. The restaurants now, it's the top chefs. Now it's like they're the celebrity headline DJs, the chefs. Like,
Right.
a restaurant, who's the chef? And then you got, are they going to be there tonight? It's like
Right.
the shopping, it's just her birthday. We got the biggest Louis Vuitton store in the country over at Crystal's 3 stories. So just everything. This is just like the sports. I mean, it just doesn't stop. We got the Bright Line West going back and forth to California. We got all the teams. We got championships over here with the Aces and the Knights. So it's really popular.
And all that ties into real estate too. Obviously, the more all this, the more
She's
all
like, and
this
that means contracts.
Yeah, exactly. The more growth that's happening here, the more people that are coming here for, clients that are looking for investment opportunities.
Right.
I mean, when we first got, into this space, there was almost no luxury rentals even available. Now, like, finally people are understanding, like, hey, a multi-million-dollar house isn't only for myself to use personally. Like,
Right.
there's gonna be other people that come to Vegas for residencies and stuff where there's gonna be a great opportunity to rent this place out for beyond top dollar. So it's kind of like creating just all these new avenues for the real estate market to grow with all this stuff coming to Vegas.
Yeah, we had really great opportunity during the Super Bowl. I was out here. It's the Super Bowl. F1. I didn't even mention those on the huge list. So we actually set the record over here in McDonald Highlands at $100K a month. Because, at that price, even if you're going to stay there for the week of the Super Bowl, you still rent it out for the
You gotta
month.
rent it, Chris?
Yeah. Really nice McDonald Highlands you can rent a month at a time.
Yeah.
That's not everywhere. But so you could pay that. And we won't say who it is. People Magazine did it. It was a top player of the Chiefs and a top recording artist. And then we had a quarterback somewhere else. And then we had Chris Jones. You could say he was cool with it.
Yeah.
He was cool. He was just by himself. He was really cool. And then a couple 49ers. So it's been really great.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, the Sphere is bringing a whole nother level of residents to Vegas, so it's really exciting times.
So I asked this to all my guests. What's your daily routine?
I mean,
We got the baby now.
yeah,
though.
we got an 8-year-old and a 6-month-old.
You see his face? He's like, I don't know.
Well, I was gonna say jump up early, hit the job. I was doing that, but now we got the base, so it's a little
we try
different.
to work out in the morning if we can. So,
Right.
in an ideal daily routine, we wake up, take turns at the gym, get the kids ready for school, and then kind of start our work day.
What's that starting time, though? That's what he's interested in.
Oh, like 5:30, say. Yeah.
Yeah, and then by the time we got a really nice office, the Las Vegas Sotheby's office in Uncommons, we try to get in there at least 3 times a week. So
Yeah.
we're in there at least by 9:30 or 10, handling business. We're not doing showings or doing all that. And then we have a nice at-home office too.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I pick up my son from school by 3 while she's still working, get home, and then probably end like the worst stuff by 5. But it never stops.
Yeah,
I
in
mean,
the last
He
6
said by
months
5.
Yeah.
She's like 12 at night, you know?
It just doesn't stop.
I
Take
mean,
naps here and there.
and the kids understand it too. Like our son, like he's so funny. Like he's become a little real estate connoisseur because he's like, and even like with loans and stuff, like he'll like, I'll be talking about debt to income ratios, and he's like, "Mommy, what is that? Like I want to understand." Like he'll ask me questions. So, he's this little connoisseur. He called out my parents. They don't have like soft close cabinets. He's like, Grandma and Grandpa don't have soft close. I'm like, okay. So, we try to bring them around when we can without it, impeding on the, client's experience. But, we try to mix it all together and have a good balance.
Train them
Yeah,
up.
we have a good balance, and it's cool because I come from the rapping and the music, so he'll have some wordplay too. We were in Costco, we were walking by the clothes section. I was like, "Well, they got some soft clothes here." He's like the cabinets. I was like, "Oh, wordplay bars." So he's 8 now. I'm gonna get him in the studio soon, get some songs going on. But yeah, we just took him to Disneyland for his spring break. And we're gonna go on a couple trips this summer, but other than that, we got it nice and balanced.
And with that being said, are you finding time to be creative? Do you set out
I got some songs coming out. So in my mind, I'm gonna put them out like next week, and then the real estate. But I like the real estate take over because it's doing well. So then I have some time. But I got some good songs coming out.
You just filmed a video up on a lot we sold.
I got some really good scenery around to shoot content and for the music. That's for sure.
Nice.
It's the new thing, real estate and rap music.
I mean,
Chris.
of course. we gonna blend. See, that's the thing. That's the reason why I started the Vegas Live podcast is to mesh, the lifestyle, the music, the culture, with the real estate and everything like that. Because we have a lot of people talk about real estate and they're like, it's just real estate and mortgages. It's whatever. I'm like, no, it's fly. It's some fly stuff.
Oh, no.
Yes.
I mean, we pride ourselves, like we consider ourselves like lifestyle coordinators for our clients more than just realtors, because it's not, people are moving here, like they don't know what the cool restaurants are, they don't know what the cool part of town is, what's going on in town. So it's like we like to be the everything for them. Like we're here to like help level up your lifestyle in Vegas, whether it's your house or what you're doing outside of your house. Like we're here for it all.
Yeah, and actually the song Sunset Vibes literally came from me always getting videos of the views and the sunset of the strip, and I was always looking like, I need a good Sunset Vibes song. I was like, I'll just make it. That's what I thought. I was like, man, I keep looking for it because I'm always just like Sunset Vibes. I was like, well, there's the chorus.
It comes in clutch too on our reels.
I wrote a song around it.
All right. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back with some more stuff.
On the Vegas Live podcast.
There you go.
Go.
All right.
Chris Cash. Winners only in this section, baby. I just want to go ahead and make it happen. Las Vegas is for sale. Come on. Came up from the Vegas night city full of sin. Where the tables take your life, you ain't got the wins. Learn to bet it all, every move a high risk. Now I'm hustling every day, I don't miss. Never prayed for luck, I doubled up the mindset. Never faked the grind, every step I timed it. In my lane solo, they need a guide map. Winners in the circle, every seat assign that. They ain't never seen the process. Had to build my own doors, I made my own options. I'm in the sauna sweating out all these toxins. Thinking about my next move to make a profit. Self-made, every play got a king's meal. Wrote my life in the stars, what I want fulfilled. Took the pain, made a lane, now the scene sealed. Winners only, every table got a real deal. Table full of lessons, now we only talk progression. Every move calculated, never second guessing. Vision from the start, every play was manifested. Had to lose it all just to understand the blessings. Winners only, no exceptions to the vibe. You ain't built for the pressure, then you can't ride. Champagne conversations talking about these highs. We don't talk losses, just the lessons that survive. We don't dream small, we just elevate the stakes. Money talking different when you own what's on the plate. They just want the fame, I be on that real estate. Legacy emotion, I ain't rushing, I'm away. They would rather see you fold than see you expand. Told them I ain't playing small, acres in the plan. $1 million mindset, building up these brands. Stop wasting money, started buying up this land. I ain't waiting for the stars to align. Took the blueprints, then I made my designs. Took the losses, and I made no excuse. Lifestyle looking like a millionaire's true. Yeah, I built the catalog, every bar is a landmark. They was moving weird, I just kept on making art. Now the phone ring different, look what I done spark. Conversations only with bosses, yeah, that part. Ain't no flex, every play be consistent. Past self looking like a distant vision. Never needed clout, I be on a mission. Winners only, every move with precision. Tables full of lessons, now we only talk progression. Every move calculated, never second guessing. Vision from the start, every play was manifesting. Had to lose it all just to understand the blessings. Winners only, no exceptions to the vibe. You ain't built for the pressure, then you can't ride. Champagne conversations talking about these highs. We don't talk losses, just the lessons that survive. We don't dream small, we just elevate the stakes. Money talking different when you own what's on the plate. They just want the fame, I be on that real estate. Legacy emotion, I ain't rushing, I'm away. Pull up to the meeting, it be filled with vision. Everybody talking deals, not about permission. Ain't nobody waiting, we just execute decisions. Table full of winners, if you different, keep the distance. Gold frames, marble floors, that's the baseline. Took the stairs up, never needed fake climb. Every chapter in my life been a great sign. Now the ink worth more than a blank line. Yeah, Las Vegas is for sale. Winners only. Winners only. Winners only.
We are back to the Vegas Live podcast. My name is Chris Cash.
Kevin Sherba.
Special guest in the building, Ben and Natalia Harris. How are you guys again?
I'm doing great.
Nice.
So you wanted to speak about
Yes, I just in general, so like people getting in, I don't want you to think like, oh, he only got his license 5 years ago during quarantine. I'll jump into selling this type of houses. That we definitely got it in, like did everything possible at every price point, and really
Every price point. Like,
That's good. We
price
want-
points I didn't even know existed.
Yeah, we didn't
right.
take any shortcuts. Just our hard work kind of propelled us down the long way fast, I would say.
Yeah.
And we appreciate other listing agents that let us sit their open houses, let us help with broker opens. And so I just wanted to shout out all the agents who like are saying they want to get their license, and as long as you're ready to put that work in like we did, I definitely encourage it. And huge shout out to other agents in our office who always want to sit our open houses. We love doing our own open houses, definitely our broker opens, you know, their parties, their events. She comes from nightlife, but we appreciate that, and we always give them the opportunity. And I have a crazy story where we were doing this open house in one of our own rental properties, and I was just taping like flyers around, and I taped like there was a gated community, right? It's the same models, but there was this community that maybe the yard was way bigger and it had a sports court and all this stuff. So I was like, maybe people want to upgrade their yard over here. So I just put a little thing on the little box where you put the code. I don't even know you're supposed to do that, but I taped you can take it off, but I taped it there. And then so we're shutting down. The open house is over. This guy runs in, his shoes weren't even on. Yeah, shout out, you know what I'm talking about. If he's watching, he runs in, he's like, and she was like, goes over, it's like, it's over, it's not serious. Like, come on, I'm turning all the lights off.
We said he's the vibe, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, time's up.
I was like, no, I was like, we were closing up, you know, I'll open up a couple doors and turn some lights on. It technically was over, but it looked like he rushed over. He's like, I just came home from work, I was pulling in, I saw your flyer. And he came in and he ended up being the one buying it, it was just crazy. Like,
barefoot buyer.
didn't even think it was serious. Yeah, and then on our own personal home that we sold, we had someone from our office sitting the open house, the very first open house. So it was like a preview, like it was like going live the next day. And we almost canceled it, and then we did it, and we just, the one random sign on the street, the buyer that ended up buying the house, when we set the record for the community, actually saw that one sign. It was just driving around. They were leaving town the next day, like going back to Brazil, and they just saw it really quick, then left town, then told the agent to go check it out and everything. They had an agent, and ended up that being the buyer.
Nice.
We almost canceled that open house. So they do come through, and I appreciate people hosting.
Do open houses is what
For
it is.
sure. I mean, everyone's always looking for that new trend or that new marketing tactic. I mean, including us. Like, you know, we're trying to stay relevant and ahead of the game on what we could do marketing wise, but sometimes it's about getting back to the basics. Like,
Right.
you know, there's some things that just are always going to work, and open houses are one of them. Like,
Right.
I mean, probably at least 50% of our listings we've sold through an open house.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Right. So in your early days in real estate, what were kind of those stepping stones? You said you've been in it 5 years.
Yeah.
So like that's a quick road to multi-million-dollar listings, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not going to be typical, but we'd like to know what you did.
Yeah, we were doing everything possible. Anything like we had leads where they're coming from.
Oh, I was taking Zillow leads like in Gene. Like I didn't even know Gene, Nevada existed. But we learned about lots in Gene, Nevada. Like I mean, it was just anything like open houses. If another agent gave us an opportunity to like hold the door for them at a broker open, we did it just so we can like watch like how the best does what they do. Like
be a sponge.
Exactly. I mean, like anything. Like just as many transactions as we can do. Like if it was a $100,000 lot in Jean, like we were learning and everything you have to do to the same level that you're going to sell a $15 million house. Like if you're going to sell a $100,000 lot in Jean, do a good job at it. Learn everything there is to know about your water rights and all the stuff that you
the well test.
Exactly. Like, but I think that was kind of it, is just learning to check the box of like, okay, go through the motion and do everything to like the highest level. Just never saying no. I think that's the other biggest thing. Like not saying no to another agent that you're trying to learn from, never saying it's not my job to a client of yours.
Right.
Like I don't think we've ever said it's not my job. Like if you need to sweep up the floor before a showing, like, we're there for it. Because we want it to look perfect for the showing.
Yeah, I keep one of those little Swifters in the back. I'll be like, man, there's footsteps everywhere. They put the booties on mama. They're getting it real quick. Yeah, we just always take the opportunity. And we always say luxury is an experience. Like it's not a price point. It's just a lifestyle and experience. So even if it was the condos that when we first started was like $300,000, we're still picking them up, getting the car all washed, making it smell good, giving them flyers of what they're going to see, handing them a nice blue folder with the Sotheby's logo on it, and just treating them. It didn't matter what they were getting. We just wanted them to know when you're with us, it's a luxury experience.
Right.
Yeah. If you're too cool for it and you can't do it right at a lower level or price point,
then you're not
going to do it right later. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, always bring your 100 because somebody's watching, and you don't know if that same person that's buying a $150,000 condo, they might have a grandma that next year is going to want to buy a $10 million house.
Right.
And you just gave them the best experience that someone else wouldn't have given them, and you just passed a test you didn't even know you were taking. So it's like
turning on all the fireplaces, all the water features on the pool, getting that good sound going on, no matter what it is or what price point. So just putting in everything we could put in, always putting it in.
Yeah.
So what about like new lead gen, techniques and stuff, with all the technology coming out? Have you guys been experiencing?
We've been we just had a meeting literally yesterday about geo-fencing, so we're gonna see what's up with that, but that might be the future.
Yeah, because we're already
with what?
So we already farm McDonald hounds in Ascaya. We like to feed off of our momentum. So I mean, I think somebody told us one day, if a tree falls in the forest but no one sees it fall, they're not gonna know. So we want to make sure people know that trees are falling. So if we sell a really nice home, we want everyone in the neighborhood to know about it.
Okay.
So we've already been kind of doing the older school method of direct mailing, again, just going back to the basics. But now we're incorporating technology too. So now I guess you can geofence areas where, kind of like when you see an ad pop up everywhere and you're like, is this brand literally following me? Like, are they stalking me? Like, that's going to be us.
Yeah,
we're stalking you.
We're going to be stalking
Yes,
you.
we are.
Okay, geofencing.
Geofencing, yeah. Do you ever just link up with your tech people and be like, hey, what's the new tech?
That's the meeting we had
Oh,
yesterday.
okay. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking
shout out
about.
to our Kyle. He's been there since we joined Las Vegas Sotheby's.
Nice.
He's over in the Summit office in Utah, but we had a great meeting. He loves nerding out, and we love listening to what he's talking about.
Yes.
And we don't limit it to asking questions of what are people doing in real estate. We want to know how companies are marketing across all industries, because just because it's not already being done in real estate doesn't mean it's not something that we can utilize, and that's actually probably a better thing to utilize because not everyone else is already doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess it's having your fingers in each marketing, right?
Yeah.
Because it's always a trend. Like in mortgage, it was always mailers, right? And then it got saturated, and then mailers didn't make any sense. Online was better. Now that's saturated, and you go back to mailers, and now people are looking at their mail again.
Yeah.
It's
And
weird.
I mean, the best way is to catch them all over.
Right.
I forget how many. It used to be, I think, 7 times if you touch a client, then you can have a conversion or whatever
Right.
it was. I think now with how much people are hit with marketing,
30.
It's probably 30.
I think
for
I heard
sure.
something like 30 or something like that.
Yeah, so we're just trying to touch them. We don't want them to get away from us. By the time somebody goes to list, or buy, we want them to be like, why am I dreaming about Ben and Natalia being striptease specialists? I for some reason it came to me, and that's who I need to call.
What other things are you consuming to learn the new up to date technologies and stuff? Are you listening to podcasts?
Yeah, I was about to say different podcasts, everything that pops up. Like your guys caught my eye. I had to hit you guys up. Anything we see, reading articles, seeing the trends. Yeah, your cousin out of the Golden Gate. He was doing a cool app. He was in Forbes for that. Just always staying in touch with people in the scene.
Right.
And learning from them.
Yeah. And I always got to ask, AI, are you guys utilizing AI?
A little bit. I mean, not because we don't want to. I think we're just still learning how to incorporate it where it seems organic.
Right.
So, sometimes we'll use Chat GPT to like put together a listing, description, and then it'll come out. I'm like, okay, that's just
Let me fix it.
Yeah. So I think right now it's still like a hybrid,
Right.
but I feel like, AI is the future. You can't ignore it. So we just need to like learn how to like better work it.
Yeah,
into our
we're
business.
definitely not hating on it. We definitely use it. We'll just all take pieces from it. Like make this better, and then kind of use what we thought of on our own. We're not just like do this.
Yeah,
Copy,
you got to
paste,
put the personal
description.
touch on it, right?
Yeah, like grab this paragraph. We'll move this sentence over. Oh, I like how they said that. So working together right now.
Because you can tell when people are just like,
AI all the
completely
way.
AI. Like even Ben, like, he'll do a caption for my birthday. I'm like, was that AI?
I
Did you chat GPT that?
I'll put it at the end. It'll be like me and then like a nice ending.
I think we have a story about AI.
Yeah.
You want to talk about it?
Oh yeah, I got in trouble with my girl because my girl was like constantly telling me stuff, and I had no idea what to reply to,
This is great.
and it's about empathy,
Right.
stuff like that. So I'm just like not doing it. So I asked AI, I'm like,
What do I do?
How do I reply to this? I replied to it in the AI, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, thank you so much for
Caring.
like everything worked wonderfully, right?"
And then
Fast forward later, she's like, "By the way, can you not ask AI how to answer
How
stuff
did
for
she
me?"
find out?
I don't know. She has everything.
she has her ways.
No, I mean like all my stuff. Like she has my pin. She has everything. Like
Yeah.
I don't really hide anything. I just didn't even know like she was gonna fall into it. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, because I care, babe. See, like I was asking AI because I care.
That's exactly what I said. And I meant I actually
Yeah,
meant that.
I guess what's the difference with like asking a friend or like, hey, I got a problem going on,
This
right?
is what I said. I said, as you can see, I will do anything to help you. No matter what, like what I was trying to tell you, it didn't like connect with you. So I had to ask something.
Yeah, just getting help.
And then it connected with you and it worked. So I will do anything to help you do this. But like,
Yeah, that's a good thing, right?
okay, but can you just not do that? I was like, sure, no problem. But
AI in relationships.
I mean, there's I forget the name of the app, but there's like AI like therapist coming out,
Yeah.
which makes total sense because if you think about it, you're taking away all the bias
Yeah.
Right.
that a
Absolutely.
human can have,
Yeah.
and just giving information.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
Speaking
it'll
about
be really cool to see in a couple of years.
Therapist, that's another good tip. Being able to be a therapist with the clients.
Oh yeah, they need
Oh,
it.
that should
Yeah.
be like a requirement when you
Which
get your
one of
real
you are
estate
the
license.
therapist?
That's her. That's why.
That's absolutely right. Yeah.
I just got Pat. You take over.
Yeah, I mean, it's an emotional ride for people, like
Right.
for various reasons. Like, you've got people that have built their dream home, especially people that are selling a custom home. It's like a baby. They've built
Yeah.
it. And now they're having people walk through their house and like criticize it and give
Right.
opinions about
Right.
it, and then put you on a timeline of when you have to move out of it. Like that takes some understanding and finessing and
Yeah.
sometimes some therapy sessions, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say is another big obstacle in being, luxury real estate?
Obstacle. I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
That doesn't compute with these two.
You're like,
Yeah.
no obstacles. I heard of them.
Nah.
Yeah. The therapist good on the emotional side, but also understanding it could be emotional. Maybe if you're getting attitude or they're frustrated, you
Right.
take yourself out of it. Sometimes like we are so much in it.
Yeah,
We got to
for
step
sure.
aside. Be like, man, this has nothing to do with us.
Yeah, I take stuff personally.
Yeah.
So, like, even though I can play therapist, like, sometimes I need a therapist because
After.
because I take it personally. Like, if someone tries to do a client wrong or, a transaction goes in a way that I feel like didn't go the way it should.
Right.
I mean, I take it personally. And then, he's my therapist then.
Okay.
Because then he has to tell me, like, we did all this, right? And, we did everything we could. And you have to take yourself out of it. And then I actually have to, like, pause and be like, okay, this wasn't my fault. I can care
Right.
without, making it about me.
Right.
Yeah, or when a tenant moves out and be like, oh, it's not that big of a deal, but it's their personal home. It is a
Yeah.
big deal. This is their furniture. This is their important piece, So you got to put yourself in their shoes a lot. So not just take everything like, what? Just step back, take a breath, take
Yeah.
yourself out of it.
Yeah, tenants are tough.
Tenants are tough.
Yeah.
So what else would you like to tell the people
Well,
that are listening right now?
I would like to say, well, first I want to give a shout out to Mustard because we were talking about the residency. So she actually booked him for his first ever residency at Light and Daylight when she worked there. It was like over 10 years ago.
Oh, nice.
And it was just her birthday, so I got her a table at Marquee because he was playing. And we didn't even expect nothing. We were just there to say, but he called her up, gave her a birthday shot, shout out all up in the DJ booth. You know, it was cool. We didn't expect that. So big shout out to Mustard. I know he's about to go on that tour with Kendrick. And then all about the views still. So we have some really nice listing if you're looking for views. In Dragon Rock community over here in Dragon's Reserve in McDonald Highlands has really nice city and mountain views. Come and talk to us. Southern Highlands Golf Club, we got some unobstructed strip views. Yeah. And then the grand finale, we have a 607 Alpine Summit, which you can see the very highest elevation of McDonald Highlands. New custom blue heron. It's the highest you can get on the top, the Billionaires Row. It'll be completed in August. And you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, talk about, you've got Blue Heron that definitely did its thing on this just like, architecturally significant, amazingly put together home. But then when you talk about views, like you don't see a single rooftop. You are on top of the world, like actually king or queen
in
of
the
mountain. Yeah, like you don't only see the strip, you can see Lake Las Vegas, like you get the snow-capped mountains. I mean, zero obstruction. It doesn't get higher than that. And we're excited for that listing for sure because this is going to be their baby. So
it was inspired from the show home VM1. It's also in McDonald Highlands, so it kind of has the same layout. Has more bedrooms, 6 bedrooms. It's more livable, not a show home. And the pool was grandfathered in, so it's 1,300 square feet. More than double of what you can build.
That they were even able to do that because they got the pool permitted before the construction for the house even started. Like they, once the rules hit, they're like, okay,
let's build
this pool first.
Yeah.
And then we can figure out
When I was talking about going up there and looking at all the lots all the time, I'd be like, what's up with this big pool sitting right here just on this lot?
It's like
then
by
the
itself.
house came after it.
Okay, so the future of Las Vegas, what do you see as the future? Like in 10 years from now, where do you see Las Vegas?
Oh man, well, we used to live in Scottsdale, Arizona, and when I was younger, I used to live in California. I just think like we're looking at the future Hollywood Hills right now. Like to be able to see lots still available, it's gonna be like if you're ever in Scottsdale, Arizona, and Camelback, everything's gonna be packed. It's gonna be looking really good. The mountains are gonna be full, and it's gonna be all the sports teams out here thriving. It's gonna be one of the big cities.
Yeah, like 5 years ago, I think $15 million house in Vegas was almost unheard of.
Right.
Now it's somewhat becoming the new normal.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you've got them popping up and more expensive. I mean, you've got $40 million, $50 million homes in Vegas. So, I mean, I think the future of Vegas is bright. Like, it's exciting to see. And I love all the, like we were talking about, like all the young, fresh minds moving here. Like, we've got some heavy hitters coming to Vegas.
We got to shout out Mark Wahlberg as a city, coming out here, putting it on the map. To bring Hollywood 2.0. He's out there in the Summit. Those prices in the Summit are just crazy. So, yeah, everything's going up.
Yeah, you've got the Four Seasons residences coming in
McDonald
which you'll
see
Highlands,
right
which
here.
is going to be insane.
Yeah.
When I first came out here, that mountain was empty.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now it's gonna be filled.
It's gonna be packed.
It's gonna be packed. So get in now. Get in now, right?
How do they get a hold of you?
You can go to our Instagram, Ben and Natalia. benandnatalia.com has our contact information.
Yep. Yeah, Natalia will answer when you hear us. want to talk to, and then when we meet up, I'll be there with the vibe.
But when you need the vibe,
They'll be like, I got the Swiffer for you. Check this out.
I love it. All right, man.
Thank you guys so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us. This is a blast.
This is amazing. It's the Vegas Life Podcast. Thank you so much for rocking with us.